Lee!
Jack.
It's just me and you in the office today? For the week, really?
No, Rob is off for a week for his birthday today. Happy birthday, Rob.
Happy birthday.
But what we're doing today, me and Jack, is we have a lot of DLC work. So Jack's finishing up the comic book DLC, the actual large one. I'll be QA testing that as it goes. And then I have some Wooloop work as well. Getting some more of the Advent DLC, just sort of round up the tax year with some more Wooloop. Before we move on to some stuff potentially for the other side of the office. So Jack will be making some pegboard stuff for the stream. And then I'll be making some game design documents for the table games. So watch and find out what that's all about.
Okay, so it's been another day of working on the Comic XL DLC, and a lot of my day has been spent bulking out the actual storyboard for the DLC, as I didn't really want to continue doing any more pixel artwork until I had a certain idea of where it was going to go, because some things have had to change around it already, and I don't want to make any more mess of the storyboard. So you can see here, especially at the top where I've marked these red lines here, these are panels that I'm actually going to combine. So I'm going to combine this panel here. I'll do some markings on the storyboard. It'll be fine. I'll make a new layer. So this panel, that's a terrible brush. Can't see anything. Let me just that a bit bigger. There we go. So this panel here and this panel are going to be merged, as well as this panel and this panel. Just that gives me an extra 2 panels to work with. As getting towards the end of the storyboard here, I'm starting to run out of room of what I want to do. And you can see I've already been merging quite a few panels together anyway to try and convey the story in the best way. As you can see here, the story's coming along quite well. So this is where I left off on Friday, but from this point, the bear who really wants that porridge trap is going to run into the trap, get taken up by a sort of net trap, and the swan's going to come down, reveal themselves, and then state that they want the key to the Toasty Kingdom to have all the bread for themselves, so then they have to eat again. Well, not have to eat again, they have to find food again. Meanwhile, the ginger bear who is stuck in the net trap at the top cuts the rope through the key, drops the key, the swan gets it, and for the rest of the storyboard, the swan's going to run off, and the bears are going to follow, ending the story there. A little bit of a cliffhanger, but, you know, if anyone wants to actually continue the story, then maybe we can do another one, who knows. But now that storyboard's pretty much done, I need to do those last 2 panels. I've been continuing with the pixel artwork, because I know where I'm going now. And I've only done 2 so far. Like I said, half the day has really been spent just doing the storyboard. So this is the panel here. This is the first one I've been working on, sort of, you know, when they actually find out the trap's there. And obviously this bear's quite angry, thinking, how's anyone going to fall for this? Bears don't really like that porridge, it's all from a children's folklore tale. And then we've got the next one where the ginger bear obviously runs in, going for the trap anyway, falling for it. So, really happy with this pose here. I've been following a lot of references for posing, and I think it's come along quite well for the bear. I'm still finishing it off, obviously, into the background, but I think this one's going to be probably my favourite panel in the comics so far. So, I'm going to get this one finished off, and then I'll probably call it a day, because this one's been quite an intensive panel. There's quite a lot of detail on this one, so I'll get this one finished at least. Okay, so the comic DLC is coming along really nicely. I'm now up to image 31, I think. I'm at start number 31. But I've slowed down a little bit as I'm going through the current fixes that Lee's already pushed back. He started the QA quite early once I hit 20, so everything that's been pushed back, I just thought, before I continue any more levels, I'll just push all the fixes now, so when Lee does another pass of the QA, he can get them all done at once, rather than have to wait for any more fixes. And they're coming along pretty well. The fixes have been quite easy so far. So obviously one of the big ones was that we've changed the narrative just a little bit, where the bears are no longer taking a piece of bread in exchange for a souvenir from the lizard cashier. It's now a key to the Toasty Kingdom. So you can see here, originally this lizard was holding some bread, but now I've switched to a key. As you can see here in other levels where the bears are carrying the bread, I need to go in and switch that to a key as well. So little things like that, as well as some small changes, such as I know Lee's was saying to make these sort of action word cards a bit bigger. So I've been going in and making these significantly larger for this one here, and I think there's one here as well for this one. This one hasn't been made larger because I haven't updated the photo yet, but this one is larger in game now. But yeah, little things like that. So I just need to go through and finish off all these fixes that are currently in here. I think there's something wrong with this hand that Lee was mentioning, so I'll fix it up too. But after that, I'll be able to continue and go through the rest of the levels. Just thought I'd get ahead on doing some fixes first.
Yeah, it might seem a bit strange that I'm making Christmas levels for Wooloop in April, but it's because of, sort of, to be blunt, tax purposes, so we can claim video game tax relief, or the name's changing to something else for next year, but and that runs for our tax period, which ends at the end of April, so Sort of the plan is for me to make the whole reason I've been doing a lot of rule loop is just make sure I'm doing claimable work within the next few days. So I've caught up with seasons, now I'm working on Christmas. I've also finished at the dino level, so I'm wondering if it's because I'm not feeling very Christmassy in April, but I've made a dinosaur level and now I've made Krampus over here. But yeah, making a bit of progress. I should have enough now for the store page. The store page is already done, it just needs some screenshots, so I've got some levels here. When Rob gets back, I can get the store page done and get that all sent off as well. Just so it's live and so in the background, it'll be taking away for a long time until it comes out in November. But yeah, it's making progress on this and we will see how far I get.
Okay, so on top of doing some Comic Book XL, I thought I would give these little pixel sort of buttons that Rob's been working on with the 3D printer go to try and make a little image. I think I've done pretty well. I think it came out quite nicely. I didn't do the background because I thought the black background sort of looked like a night sky and it gave it a bit of a 3D effect, as you can hopefully see there. But I did draw it in pixel art first. I think I've got it 1:1. I think the one thing I did miss was that the nose was a bit small on mine, but that's fine. It looks like a pumpkin. So yeah, I think that process worked out pretty well. So I think what Rob said I could do is that if I ever do any more designs that require more colours, just to give him a shout and he'll do some more colours. But as for those colours, I can probably do some more stuff. I didn't bother time-lapsing this one as the stream is coming up on Friday, and I think I'm going to be time-lapsing it on there, which I'm sure Lee will show a quick snippet of now.
Partway through this Christmas silhouette level, sort of in a circular shape, getting that bauble effect, which is quite nice. You see it's thinner over at the top and then larger gaps in the middle, so it's giving that sort of curved effect, which is yeah, a nice change to these silhouette levels. But I'm not quite done. I'm going to leave this level here, finish it up tomorrow. But other than that, in regards to what else I've done today, we have 3 more levels that I've finished up here, so making a decent bit of progress now. We are on image 11. So we're at the halfway mark, give or take, because you have 24 levels of the Advent book. So that's really good progress. I'm quite happy with this one as well. It's a bit different to the normal design to do. So obviously Santa's hair, beard, quite the way it's turned out. But yeah, decent bit of progress. Other than that today, the only other thing was we had a visit from representative from one of the local colleges, because you have someone potentially doing some long-term work placement over the next couple of months. So yeah, just getting the ball rolling on that. They came for a health and safety inspection, and yeah, seems to be quite well. It's going ahead, so we'll see where that leads in the coming weeks.
Okay, so it's been a pretty fun day today. Instead of working on Cutting Pixels XL comic book DLC today, I've actually had the chance to work on the next Voxels DLC, which is going to be time travel. I'm not doing too much work on it, it's just to get some levels done for the store page for Lee. As you can see here, I've done a few different levels here from different time periods. So I've got a Roman temple here, we've got an Egyptian house, an Egyptian pyramid, like a Stone Age hut. This is one of Lee's suggestions, which I think looks really cool. Nice and a subtle. So got that English colour palette a little bit there with the washed out colour tones, but it looks quite nice. And of course we've got the Jurassic period, which I've refused to not do. Of course I'm going to throw some dinosaurs in there, and we've got a Brachiosaurus here as our first dino. But yeah, these are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with these, how they've came out. It didn't take too long to do at all, really. And I think in total they're about 16,000 voxels, I think. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but obviously we're on track to hit that 100,000 mark. And I think the plan is that I'm going to do about maybe 2 levels or maybe 4 levels for each time period. I think it's going to be 2 just so I can cover more periods. So obviously these are going to be the 2 Egyptian ones. I haven't done the other one for the temple, the dinosaur, or the Stone Age yet though. So once I come back to it next week, I'll start to crack out. I'll start to crack on a bit more with this DLC. However, I did make an unfortunate mistake when working on this file here. I accidentally saved it over the top of the Zoo DLC. When I went to click File Save, obviously I won't show it because it's the repository, but it did go straight into the Zoo file, and I didn't realise. So this afternoon, I thought it was going to be quite a daunting fix to sort of import all the levels back from Unity into Goxel. Just have the Goxel file on backup, and I was saying to Lee, it's going to take about an hour, I think, to put everything back in place. But it really didn't. It took about 9 minutes. I time-lapsed it, so the time-lapse is probably going to be useless. But what really helped was the actual path going down the middle. Just lining up the fences made it a lot easier. So yeah, that's all back to normal now. Unfortunate mistake, but it was a quick and easy one to fix, so not too bad. But as for now, I'm going to jump back over to doing the Comic Book XL DLC.
It's a bit of a variety of tasks today. One of them was setting off the Coloring Voxel store page. Ideally, it will be getting announced this week, but obviously a bit of a setback in the larger Coloring Pixels book. The store page has just been sent off for now. Hopefully it'll get reviewed over the weekend and we can make it live on Monday or Tuesday instead, given Monday's a bank holiday. But yeah, that's all sent off. Just need your screenshots, but again, we'll wait till we get a build to do that. Shouldn't take too much work. As well as that, did some Wooloop work whilst I was waiting for Jack to finish those 5 levels. Just another couple of levels here. I finished off this one from yesterday, and with these 2 levels here. Yeah, thought I'd try and make a slightly bigger one because some of the levels are getting a bit smaller. So yeah, that's at least a medium. That's all right. And then finishing off the day with some more QA testing. So slowly making my way through there, almost at the halfway mark. I have tested this level as well. It's been pushed back because his hand. So yeah, making my way through. It's all minor fixes so far, such as like tiny holes in some of the text boxes, inconsistency in the lettering, that sort of stuff. But it's not anything major. It's easy, quick fixes. So yeah, just we'll carry on and see how far we can get, because this should be coming out next week.
Okay, so I've just had a really fun stream working on some different stuff today. That's something I haven't really done before, which is sort of creating real life pixel art. So obviously I did this quick design of Wolverine very quickly for the stream. It only took 10 minutes, but more importantly, making sure to keep it 24 by 24 for a specific reason, as if we remove the iPad, we've actually done this in fully 3D, which looks really cool. So these are obviously all little pegs that we used that I showed off a few days ago when I did the pumpkin design, but it's obviously a bit more of a fuller design. And it looks really cool. It took about an hour and a half to do. And, you know, there was some bits that were a bit tough to do because obviously this part of this board specifically is broken. The other ones aren't, but this one is. I completely forgot about that. So some of them are a bit loose that they come out very easily. But apart from that, I think the design looks really well. And I think it goes to show that actually moving designs from the iPad straight over to these boards really work out really nicely. And I think 24 by 24 is probably the perfect size to do it at. So yeah, I'm going to keep this here. I'm going to put it on its little frame to my right, and then hopefully when Rob comes in, he can have a little look at it. So yeah, fun stream. Thanks everyone who joined.
Yeah, a bit of a change of pace today. Rob set up the task for me to start making the game design document for the tabletop game that you want to be making. Mainly so any sort of pitches you have to do in the future for any sort of tax purposes or any more funding you might want to apply to, having the document there might be handy. Something that we might need. So yeah, just going through putting together the initial section here. A bit tricky with the aspect being that it's a collection of mini games. So I'm sort of describing the actual main menu for the most part up here and the game loop. And then down here I've made a section now for all the mini games. I haven't made a start on any of the mini game sections yet, but yeah, we'll keep going and we'll see how far I'll get through today. And yeah, probably be altering this for the whole game development, but yeah, good start. Jack.
Hello.
It's Friday.
Friday, all done for the week. But yeah, it's going to be quite a busy release schedule for the next few weeks. So we've got, as the release of this video, we've got the, oh, I've got the name, Comic 2 XL DLC. The week after that, we've got the Voxel's Time Travel DLC. And off that is your DLC, which is the Wooloop Seasons one. So
Seasons, yeah.
Quite a few things coming up, but as for that, thank you to everyone who's watched the video so far, and thank you to everyone who joined the stream for me today, and thank you to all our Patreon and Discord members. Have a lush weekend.